It's an own goal that Italy scored for the Czechs on Wednesday evening. Cuenca, one of many in this side who came through at La Masia for Barcelona. Some are still there, most are not. There's Miranda. The touch for the left back there, and now Villar. Spain imperious in qualifying. They won 9 of their 10 games. They conceded 1 goal. Incredible. A clean sheet already in this tournament. Victory for them, and they'll be assured of the quarter-final place. Remember, it's a long time to wait for those. The group games are happening quickly. Midweek, weekend, midweek, but then 2 months off before the final 8 reconvene in both Hungary and Slovenia. Incidentally, the earlier games mean that one of the host nations, unfortunately for them, are out already. Hungary eliminated, having lost to Romania.
Tamo junto, irmão. Pra isso aí nós estamos juntos, tá? Pode contar comigo toda hora que tô aí, tá?
Garcia kept on coming. Cucurella gets it back to Miranda. Lovely touch from Ruiz to Cucurella. Former Barca boys combining nicely, neither with the Catalan club these days. Cucurella now, having gone on loan from Barcelona to Getafe, is a regular for them, playing further forward too. Abel Ruiz left Barcelona for Braga. Lovely combination from them there, and the game's first corner goes the way of the holders. Looking for the Mingueza near post flick on. Rovella. Looked good off the bench in Italy's first game. Nicola Rovella. So too Raul Bellanova, who, if he's on his game and able to, you will see tearing up and down as right wing back. Just at the bottom of your picture at the moment. Anyone who's seen Italy at any tournament level really over the years will know it's very like them to draw first. It'd be entirely like them to pull out a magnificent victory as well against the odds tonight. Familiarity with Spain at all levels, I think it's fair to say, has bred perhaps a little contempt between the two nations when it comes to football. Under 21 level, they have met in 3 previous finals. Bellanova with the throw. Scamacca is the tall forward you should look out for this evening if you've not seen him before. Scored a good goal, set up by his partner Cutrone, that had Italy in front for so long against the Czechs on Wednesday evening. Brilliant record already. 8 goals in his 13 appearances at under 21 level. Gianluca Scamacca. One of many in the Italian squad on loan from Sassuolo. It's half a dozen of them. That's a good ball for Ruiz, and just for a moment you wondered if Karnaseki was waiting for his defenders to deal with it. Karnaseki was there. He was pretty busy against the Czechs, and he was good too. He made one outstanding save early on from Linga when the game was at 0-0. From an easy keeper on loan from Atalanta like Del Prato in front of him, who's with Regina on loan from Atalanta, so there should be a decent relationship there. That's Hugo Guillamon, Valencia defender. Regular for them in La Liga this term, having come through their system. Goal for Spain here, Alvaro Fernandez. Good challenge from Lovato. Cortesi in, now Rovella. Bellanova. Couldn't pop it past Miranda. Eight-time finalist Spain, that's the most. They and Italy joint top with 5 wins. Spain, Germany in the 2019 final, having got past Italy, albeit defeated by them in the group. They'd lost to Germany in the final before that. They beat Italy 4-2 in the 2013 final, and they also won in 2011. Spanish football for a decade has had quite a time, senior and junior level. Here comes strong and powerful Scamacca, and in a straight line going for the straight finish too. Smashed it into Guillamon. Everything seemingly involved Scamacca on Wednesday night, in a good attacking sense anyway for Italy. Bellanova's thrown to Cutrone, whose nod back was good, and Scamacca perhaps just on his heels there. Spain on the counter. Garcia. Good pace. The Slovenia game for Spain was predictably the first half. A lot of them with the ball, territorially dominant. But couldn't get the breakthrough, but it didn't take them long. Scored within a few minutes of the restart. A couple of goals in a couple of minutes, and then added a late third as well. All 3 were first-time scorers at under-21 level for Spain. Rovella under pressure from Cucurella. Didn't seem to do a whole lot wrong, Marc Cucurella. But hassling, the kind of which you would expect from any Spanish side. Bold to win the ball back as high as they can and as quickly as they can. If it was a foul, it wasn't much of one. (2004), the last time Italy won this competition, the last of their 5. 17 years ago. Most of current class were 2 or 3 years old then. For so long, Italy were the strongest nation at under-21 level. That baton has certainly been passed to Spain. Cuenca. To Zubimendi, and now Guillamon. Mingueza taken out as he cleared. Tommaso Pobega with the foul. With his tournament debut as a substitute against the Czechs. A Spezia player on loan from Milan with the foul here. Trod on his foot. Scored a couple of good goals for Spezia this term. Pobega. Don't think Mingueza was so impressed with him there, though. Scored at Juve. Scored a late winner at Napoli as well, Pobega. Rovella looking for him then. be a little milestone tonight. Official under-21 goals all time. Spain have scored 499 of them. That is top, incidentally. For what it's worth, which is not a great amount in terms of anything other than statistics. That is Gianluca Frabotta of Juve. He was unused in midweek, but in from the start tonight. Played plenty for the champions this term. Cucurella is very deep, and Karnaseki may have just taken that over. No, just stayed within legal bounds. Got plenty behind that ball. Maybe a little too much. So pressurising a unit. They're on their game, Spain, and they generally are. Prado got the opener. Back they go. The opener against Slovenia.
Dá aquela compartilhada aí só para estimular a gente a continuar passando os jogos.
There's a fair Espanyol flavour about the Spanish squad, just as there is of Sassuolo for Italy. Bel Ruiz says, if anything, my shirt was pulled. Mr. Osmus goes the other way. Either a foul on both or neither. He's one of several in this squad who've won the tournament level under 17 and under 19, Abel Ruiz. Not yet scored for the under 21, strangely. Quite run for Ruiz, it will run for Karnaseki. Down goes Cutrone. Just getting a bit fractured this game with whistles and free kicks. Guillamon with the challenge, and a firm one. The Italian skipper. They've got high boot in the face. No wonder he's down. Guillamon is cautioned for it. As more often than not nowadays you are for that kind of challenge. It's a long time to behave himself at centre-back. Committed 50-50 coming in there from Luca Ranieri. Another of those who was unused in game one, but in to start here. He's played all the way from under 16 to under 21. Yet another loanee. The Italian squad is absolutely full of them. He's with Spal at the moment, but he's on loan from his parent club Fiorentina. It's feisty out there already, isn't it? 16.5 minutes in. With a huge amount for the goalkeepers to do, but I'm sure that'll change. Spain typically slick with the passing, Italy hounding them, and when Italy have it, Spain hound them again. Miranda. He scored the late third. Miranda, the left back, to make it 3-1 against Slovenia in the opening match in the 89th minute. Solid challenge coming in from Jorge Cuenca. Plays with Almeria now, previously Villarreal and Barcelona. Cuenca. Perfectly timed challenge and a great shot of it right there. Not just neat and tidy on the ball, they have a wonderful defensive record, as I mentioned. 1 goal conceded in 10 qualifiers. Incredible. Only once have they not progressed Spain from the group stage. That was 2009.
Tá bom então, meu amigão. Deixa com nós, fazendo aí você me manda. Até 30 segundos, não pode passar de 30 segundos não, tá bom? Abração, meu amigo, fica na paz aí.
A competition with a difference this term. Group stage and then a 2-month break and then the knockouts. Abel Ruiz with the touch. Garcia. Cucurella tucking in field. Ruiz nodding it into a space that he hoped would be filled by the arriving Manu Garcia. Made it by 2 days, the oldest player at the tournament, 2nd of January 1998. The idea being that it had to be 21 or under at the start of the year in which qualification began, if that makes sense. Patrick Catroni, 1 day younger. So we've got a couple of 23-year-olds on show. Here is again Manu Garcia, one of the 2 Spain changes for tonight. See their fluidity. Oscar Mingueza played as an inside right there. That's an ambitious effort, and it's not far off target either. Miranda trying to test out Karnaseki, who was worried for a moment. Backpedaling in a hurry. It's a great shot. It's really close. What a goal this would have been to add to the late one he scored on Wednesday night. So keenly contested in the middle. There is no time on the ball for midfielders, really. The surge forward here coming from Zubimendi. He's now battling away with Frabotta to win it back, and he was battling just a little too illegally. Paolo Nicolato was either pessimistic or realistic, depending on how you look at it, when he pre-tournament said there's 3 of us playing for a place behind Spain. He said they'll always qualify, so I'm just being realistic. As David drives 1 goalwards, I think Alvaro Fernandez had it covered if it had been inside the post. But ambitious intent from the incoming midfielder here. scored 2 on debut. It's only his 4th cap, this. Qualifying win against Iceland in November, including an 88th minute winner. Spain have reached the final in their last 4 tournament appearances at under-21 level, winning 3 of them, so that's what they're up against. And it's a new crop and a new day. Cucurella is the captain of the new crop. Must be quite a pressure on the Spanish youngsters, every new set that comes through, and this is a totally new set from the 2019 vintage. Such high standards to maintain. Miranda has come as close as anyone with that long-range effort. Cuenca to Hugo Guillamon. It's a lot of appealing from players and coaches. The second challenge here, as Mingueza does bring a free kick, and it brings a card too for Gianluca Frabotta. Not that challenge. Ranieri got away with that shove. It's what happened shortly after. In fairness, that probably should have been a free kick to begin with. It's a very high line from Italy here. Cucurella has already smashed in across from that kind of angle, and he's doing it again here. It's dangerous, it's just a little too high for Cuenca. Comes up from the belt. See the pressure on Fratesi there. Ends up with Bellanova forced into fouling Miranda. His half an hour off the bench on Wednesday night against the Czechs was full of galloping runs up and down the right flank, but he's more right back than right wing here. Now Bellanova played 71 times for Italy between under 15 and under 21 level. Manu Garcia with the ball in, loopy header onto the roof of the net. Spain's left back has been the principal threat so far. Just skimmed past the head of Pardo and very nearly steered in. If that had been under the bar, Karnaseki would have been watching it go in. He's on loan at Betis at the moment. Juan Miranda was on loan at Schalke last season from Barcelona. He hasn't made a senior appearance yet for Ronald Koeman as a result of the loan spells. Mingueza on the ball here has just scored his first goal actually for Barcelona. He scored it away at Huesca. The significance of that being he put it past the goalkeeper he's helping today, Alvaro Fernandez, who is Huesca's keeper. Quite apart from the significance for the individual, of course, his first Barcelona goal. Special moment forever. Here is Alvaro Fernandez. Regular for them in their promotion year at Huesca last term too. Pobega. Well, there's a lot of whistling because there's a lot of slightly tetchy play. There's a lot of scrapping for the ball. There's a lot of shoves like that. There's also a lot of shouting and screaming from stricken players. It's making for a rather bitty game here, which is a shame. The pass is completed. Numbers probably won't surprise you. More than 3-1 in Spain's favour. In football, every bit as much about the counter-attack as it is possession, though. Clearly, Italy are going to have a tougher time trying to make breakthroughs if they don't get on the ball at all. They've been a lot of it so far. Ruiz. Cut out by Del Prato. Back comes Cutrone. Not been able to get involved yet, the skipper. Just in the nick of time for Botta got there. Look at the pressure again from Spain here. Well played, Luca Ranieri. It's an interesting picture in Group B. Not least because the Czechs have 2 draws, so they will be absolutely in the hunt when they take on Spain in the last game. Italy play the host Slovenia, who would need a win to progress, so there's everything to play for all of them. We could have one bit of confirmation tonight only, and that's Spain in the last 8, but only if they win this. All making friends here between the 2 number 18s, Pobega. Sorry, and Garcia there. Javi Pardo even. Who's now got Frabotta for company, and it's been that kind of game. Risky pass. Seizing onto it is Fratesi, and he hammers it hard. And Alvaro Fernandez celebrates his own save. And Spain have dodged a bullet there. A blind crossfield ball, and Fratesi was onto it in a flash. Scored a couple of goals at under-21 level, Davide Fratesi, and he nearly had one to remember there. Smashed it, fingertips, crossbar, and out. What a goal that would have been. Couldn't have hit it any cleaner, and here we go. Shades of Luis Enrique in the box. Jorge Cuenca is down. Rolling around and then up again. Someone trod on his foot, apparently. Well, Italy lost their discipline on Wednesday night. Not an easy game to referee this, in fairness to the German Harmosmas. Just have a look at Scamacca and Cuenca here. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Think we can do better than that, gentlemen. Italian corner from the first really nearly moment of this game. In the split second after he hit it, Fratesi must have thought he had every chance of scoring there. That was some hit. Garcia gets it to Mingueza. Absolutely brilliant from Oscar Mingueza. Shame just put too much on the pass, but such confidence in a tight squeeze. His own ability on the ball. And he's come the closest. It's well worth another look. Hammer blow. Fingertips and crossbar and out. I suppose you could say it's a little too central if you're being picky. Anywhere near either corner, there's no way Alvaro Fernandez would be getting even a hint of a glove on it. We've not seen a 0-0 yet in this tournament. Seen much of Gonzalo Villar, who's just scored his first under-21 goal, the second in the win over Slovenia. In his second season with Roma now, having left Spain, where he played with Elche and Valencia. Trona closing down, Miranda solidly back to Alvaro Fernandez. Applause from the bench as Spain played out beautifully from the back. Manu Garcia trying the little dummy. Cutrone chests it down nicely for Scamacca. It's a long old run for Luca Ranieri. Points out of 30 in qualifying under Luis de la Fuente. 10 points clear, they finished of Macedonia. The card's coming out again now. It's a yellow for Tommaso Pobega. And with the best part of an hour left, you find yourself thinking that this game is unlikely to finish 11v11. Luis de la Fuente has also said his piece and got into trouble for it. Mingueza down, the hand just there in the side of the face. It's probably a free kick, but really, do we need this kind of overreaction? Footballers do not help themselves. Pobega by putting the hand out in the first place. Mingueza for his second huge histrionic overreaction of the match already. It's a shame because they're such a good side to watch, technically speaking. There's an awful lot of nonsense going with it, though. There are replays. Young people watch and learn. As Pobega goes on the barge again, and substitutes on the touchline getting involved, and those sitting in the stands. This is a very feisty game between two nations who don't like each other very much when it comes to football. Maybe even in general. 9 minutes to half-time. 1 million free kicks already. And then amongst some very neat and tidy football, which is the shame of it. Slip from Bellanova. Cucurella is just beaten to it by Lovato. Good cover defending, spotted the danger early and made a really well-timed challenge. Matteo Lovato plays for Hellas Verona, only debuted in November in the game against Iceland. They're coming on the counter here, Italy, with Pobega. Needs a good cross, didn't get one. Now it goes from Guillamon. On that left side, both Frabotta and Pobega playing next to each other. Both on yellow cards. Might be something to bear in mind, especially with Oscar Mingueza around. His fancy footwork. Well, it's a good effort at keeping it in from Scamacca. No chance of doing it, really. 2013 final, Spain won it 4-2. The 1996 final was 1-1. Italy won it on penalties in front of 35,000 fans in Barcelona. In a different format, in 1986, they drew 3-3 over a two-legged final, and Spain won that on penalties. Here comes Mingueza. Into Quadro. Cuenca. Lovely from Abel Ruiz to Cucurella. It's well defended again by Lovato. Spanish ball. Beautifully done by Rovella. See the reluctance just to boot the ball forward. Rovella just in there in the nick of time again. Del Prato keeps it moving, and the Italian coaching staff enjoyed that. Frabotta frustrated, his poor distribution, you could see it in his eyes as he released the ball, but Italy have it back, not for long. Villar to Miranda. Been a real positive force for Spain in this first half, which has 5 or 6 minutes left now. Seven and a half hours of clean sheets coming into this tournament, Spain at under 21 level. So they've added another couple of hours to that. They conceded one goal, as I mentioned, in qualifying. It was a penalty by Israel, incidentally. Not even from open play. Those were their only drop points, that 1-1 draw. Won all the other games with clean sheets. Remarkable. Normally, such consistency amongst those so young is unheard of. It's gone out of play. Nicely moved to Miranda. Villar. Zubimendi. Doesn't seem to have any trouble moving. That rib issue. There's quite some talk that he wouldn't be playing this game, having picked up that injury against Slovenia, but seems absolutely fine in the Spanish midfield there. In the middle of it all, tying it together. Generally the deepest lying of the three, with Manu Garcia and Villar allowed to go a little more. Another big footballing rivalry also going on this evening, and that's also 0-0 coming up to half-time. Germans and the Dutch. Manu Garcia allowed to turn. Could be dangerous. Prado moves it on to Cucurella. it's worked through to Abel Ruiz. He was tightly marshalled in there. I think it was Ranieri who got a big chunk of that. Del Prato, in fact, playing in the middle of the back three tonight, Enrico Del Prato, in front of his clubmate goalkeeper, at least parent club. He was right of the back three, with Milan's Gabbia and Spezia's Marquita making up that back three. Two of them ruled out tonight. 6 changes is a lot. He had to make 2 or 3 of them. But it's a really good game against the Czechs. Both sides look dangerous throughout. Karnasecki was every bit as busy as his Czech counterpart on the night, Jedlicka. He's actually had far less to do in this first half here than he did in that game. Nice flick. Scamacca to Catrone, whose cross is easy pickings for Alvaro Fernandez. '23rd cap at this level for Patrick Catrone. Don't want to get too many, in a weird sense, because it hints that you haven't yet made the step up. That's a lot of caps. Manu Garcia goes for something ambitious. His last goal was scored not long after Spain were last crowned champions. November 2019, he scored against Macedonia. Plays in the second division with Sporting Gijon. A couple of seasons there. Near ever present in that time. Luis de la Fuente has talked about the embarrassment of riches at his disposal in terms of the quality. He called it a fountain, topically given his name. 30 seconds left of the first half. Fratesi taken out, and I think Villar will be cautioned for it. Referee was reaching for the pocket very quickly there. Any time there's a semblance of someone getting away, they have been brought down. Did Villar get anything on it? Well, he did from round the side. Once upon a time, that would have been called a fantastic challenge. I think it's just the fact that the legs were trapped in between of Fratesi that the referee wouldn't have liked. Right at the end of the half, in the 1 added minute that has been put up, Italy have a chance to put the ball in the box. And they do. Deflection on the cross. And the header from Scamacca is once again easily dealt with by Alvaro Fernandez. Well, there have been moments of slick quality, and it's been a little fractious. You'd say it needs a goal, and it's already got an edge, that's for sure. Del Prato's header, Italy's free kick, and that'll be that for the first half. As the whistle goes, for yet another foul. There have been plenty of them, but no goals yet in this meeting of old foes. Miranda had a good long-range shot. Fratesi smashed one against the crossbar via the fingertips of Alvaro Fernandez. It's bubbling up, but it's goal. Cutrone. Test of pace. And it's a race that is won by Pipa. Second oldest member of the squad, Pipa. He's played a lot of football already. On the stretch to control it there, he's done well. 31 starts in the second tier of English football this term for Huddersfield Town. He's played more games than anybody out there. Seen plenty of the ball since he came on. Pipa again, having Prado outside him. Nicely done. Good foot in from Rovella. Cutrone couldn't keep it. Seemed to want to blame Pobega for it. Miranda's cross, solid header from Del Prato. Fratesi, very composed under pressure, Davide Fratesi there. Scamacca, it's worked out well. Fratesi again. Cutrone on the chase again. This time he will get there. Frabotta. Italy content to just keep it for a moment there, choosing to go back when they might have gone forward. Not necessarily the worst idea. That's good from Lovato. That's a foul from Cucurella. Tackling from the wrong side, and a free kick in a pretty tasty position here. It might be just too far out for a shot, but it's a nice angle to try and deliver some quality into that Spanish box. Clear foul from the Spanish captain. Neat little manoeuvre. Italy cry foul. Pobega goes down and gets up again just as quick. And no harm done for Spain. Hard to tell even on closer inspection. Maybe Cuenca's heart might have been in his mouth for a moment there. The Netherlands have scored early in the second half against Germany. Tonight's other game, another meeting of not the best of friends, shall we say, in footballing terms. Neatly done by Prado and Ruiz, and Prado still going, and that's a blatant pullback, and it will have to be a caution. The card is out again, this time for Enrico Del Prato, who will now miss the next match. So that's all three of the defenders that Italy began the competition with. Out. 2 out tonight. Del Prato will be for the next. It's blatant. There's no argument there. Not that the referee would change his mind anyway, but entirely correct decision for the obvious pull on the shirt of Javi Prado. And now Spain have a free kick in a pretty similar kind of position to that which Italy had a moment ago at the other end. Manu Garcia, not enough elevation. A beautiful first touch as he brings it under control there. Deep across second time, a little too much after not quite enough first time around. Isn't it always the way? Nicola Rovella. 25 appearances at the various youth levels, from under 17 right through to now, and under 21. He's never scored an international goal, Ravella. This is Fratesi looking for Catrone, and he's disappointed with that, but it's really well won back by Frabotta. And still going. Brilliant pullback. Couldn't have done any more there, the left wing back. That's excellent work from Gianluca Frabotta. Just as it gets stretched, Marc Cucurella comes forward for Spain. Who's going to commit the extra bodies forward? Who's going to really go for this victory, if either? If this was to finish as a draw, it would mean all four nations retaining interest going into that final game. People with the cross, Ranieri with the headed clearance. Prado down again, asking for a free kick, nothing given this time. Forward towards Catrone. We'll get Cuenca coming in with typically good, strong defending. 9th cap tonight for him. Lovato. He's looked pretty assured. His introduction to the side, it's only his 3rd cap. He debuted at the end of 2020. Prado. Keeper coming up to join in. It's been a theme already in the 10 minutes of this second half. Gonzalo Villar to Miranda. A reminder, if you missed the news at the top of the game, if Spain win this, they'll be through with a game to spare. And they're making their 2nd change of the night here, having made one at half-time. Gonzalo Villar, who has been cautioned, might be a factor in it. The decision from Luis de la Fuente, being replaced here by John Moncaloya, who's a substitute for Luis de la Fuente on Wednesday as well. Osasuna player, regular with them, having come through their system. Cucurella has it pinched off him by Bellanova, whose raids down the right have been most limited this evening. Tough ball for him to take there, but he dealt with it quite well. Fratesi. Manu Garcia. And again. So many bodies in there. Extra man in midfield for Italy doing the job. Javi Prado using the flanks here with Pipa instead. Pobega got the block in. Down goes Scamacca. Spain win it high and quickly. Cucurella. Shooting chance. Comfortable stop. As Carnesecchi gets down pretty easily to deal with the Manu Garcia effort. Got a couple of goals at this level, but none for well over a year. Playing longer at this level than most of the rest, albeit sporadically. Not been much for either goalkeeper to do, in truth. There you go, 3 attempts on target. Only one was really threatening, that of Fratesi in the first half. Daring dare they be? That's the question. Both would fancy their chances of winning on Wednesday night, if need be. That's when Group B comes to an end. On this pitch, Italy will be playing the host, Slovenia. Spain will be in Celje against the Czechs, who've got 2 score draws to their name. Pipa. Prado. It's opened up for him here. Pipa decided against the first time shot. Italy looked for the quick counter towards Cutrone, who looks to the heavens because it didn't run his way. Miranda's cross. It's a decent one into Javi Prado, who'd do incredibly well to score with a header from that kind of range. Ten hours now, bang on, since Spain last conceded a goal at under-21 level. Pobega was strong, legally so, against Zubimendi. Scamacca coming back. Good footwork. Just being tugged at by Javi Prado. Definitely one to watch, Gianluca Scamacca, previously with PSV Eindhoven and with Roma, before moving to Sassuolo. On loan with Genoa. Right now, Scamacca. He scored 4 times in Serie A. He's played in most games, a kind of half and half start and substitute player so far. Not bad to have 4 already. Scored against Sampdoria. And in the defeat at home to Torino, he also scored both in a away win at Parma just a couple of weeks ago. Suddenly it's opened up here for Moncaloya, the substitute, who drives it hard and low and accurately, but not quite accurately enough. But he got plenty behind it. Bursting through from midfield here, Moncaloya. It's a good hit, and there was a corner to hit as well, wasn't there? Karnaseki just favouring his near post, perhaps a shade more than you might expect there. And the substitute nearly adds that to the first and only goal he's got at this level against Israel in qualifying in November. Alvaro Fernandez, Spain just keep it patiently. 4 points from 6, will probably do them just fine. It's a really delicate balance for how much Italy go for it, because 2 points out of 6 for them doesn't sound great. I'm sure they would fancy beating Slovenia without home fans to support them here in Maribor on Wednesday night. The current approach would suggest you'd probably take a point here. Counter-attack was on. Abel Ruiz, the intended target of the Manu Garcia pass. It's Pobega now, moves it for Italy to Frabotta. Catrone's had such little service in there. That's somehow got through to Scamacco. Tried a little back heel for Bellanova, the wing-back, who for once was up. Following in successful decorated footsteps, these Spaniards in particular. De La Fuente's class of 2019. The likes of Dani Ceballos and Fabian Ruiz, Dani Olmo. Plenty of others who've made the step up. Fabian, Napoli player, was the player of the tournament. In 2017, Dani Ceballos was the player of the tournament. 2013, Thiago Alcantara, Spain champions again. It goes on and on. You go back a decade to 2011 when Spain beat the Swiss 2-0 in the final in Denmark. That team had Ander Herrera, Juan Mata, David De Gea, Bojan, Azpilicueta, Javi Martinez. There's every likelihood that plenty of these, particularly in red shirts this evening, will 4 or 5 years from now be top players at top clubs fighting for top honours. As Mingueza will be hoping to do it with his boyhood Barcelona. Catrone is not the quickest of modern forwards by modern standards. These long balls for him are not the kind of things he really wants to be chasing. Really playing to his strengths. Here's Pipa. There's a quarter of this game left. The moment is set to be the first 0-0 of UEFA's Under-21 Euros. Can these two fine footballing nations find a way to goal in the 25 minutes or so that remain? Manu Garcia. Busy Cucurella still doing the closing down, and Bellanova backing himself, and maybe he shouldn't have done. Turnover of possession as Javi Pardo lays it off for Manu Garcia, and there's Pobega. Sea of blue suddenly in the way. Latest caution coming from the head-shaking Nicolo Rovella. It's an eagerness to get the ball. The referee has been consistent with his cards tonight, you would say that. There's 4 names taken already from the Italian side, 2 more from Spain. Cutrone sees his evening's work last 69 minutes as Del Prato takes over as captain for what remains. Giacomo Raspadore was a lively substitute against the Czechs. He had a short appearance, but he was putting himself about. Now do so under the falling rain in Maribor. He's scored at every level he's played at, under 17, under 19, under 20 and 21. He scored both of Italy's goals in the final group qualifying game against Sweden, the Sassuolo forward. Paolo Nicolato will be hoping for that magic touch here. Got to get the ball forward into attacking positions. Alvaro Fernandez on the ball here may have made the one standout save of the night, but it is the only thing he's had to do. Zubimendi. Through the system at Real Sociedad, Zubimendi. First season as a regular with them this term. Running the Europa League too. Relatively recently knocked out by Manchester United in the last 32 of that. Here he remains at the base of the Spanish midfield with 19 minutes to go. Del Prato didn't quite make the most of that clearance. Can Spain make the most of the door perhaps just being left ajar? No, Lovato has dealt with it. Played a good ball up to Scamacca as well. Rovella, Ranieri. The longer it goes on at 0-0, the more you feel that both nations, if not happy with it, at least vaguely content with it staying so. Risky game, though. Footballing history littered with sides happy to settle for a draw and not getting one. Cuenca down, and in some pain by the looks of it. He and Skamaka have had quite a tussle all night long. Curious twist in mid-air that seemed to make him land in a painful fashion. Game could do with an injection of some sort. Another centre circle tangle and more appeals from both sets of players and coaching staffs. There's been something of a theme tonight. Raspadori, Fratesi, tracked all the way, the blatant pullback, another yellow card. Zubimendi cautioned, no one has let anyone get away tonight. And that is why the referees had to go to his pocket so often. It's why we've seen so few attacks. So even on the occasions like that, where someone's just threatening to get in behind, they've been stopped in their tracks. Not the referee's fault at all. It's been a difficult game to officiate. Without the flow one might have hoped for. It needs a goal, and there's still 15 minutes or so for there to be one. Seven cards, no goals. Zubimendi doing some good cover work there, it looked like. Italy trying to keep the pressure on. Pobega was there, but bounce didn't favour him. Cucurella. Mingueza. 13 minutes plus stoppage time. You do feel they're rather settling for a point each here and will take their chances on final night. Spain's chances will be greater because they've already got 3 points in the bag, of course. Italy only the one. Out by Del Prato, Cucurella, Manu Garcia, and again Bellanova backtracking well. Well, it's been that kind of game, hasn't it, Signor Nicolato? I'd like to have seen a little more of Bellanova charging down the right flank. Looks like Zubimendi needs some treatment here. Just look at where he's holding there. He was a doubt for this game with a problem with his ribs from the first match. And indeed he is not going to continue here. Must be a little flare-up of the same issue for him from Beltran. Winning his 11th cap. Regular with Celta Vigo. Has scored 3 times in La Liga this season. Never scored an international goal at any level, and he's played for Spain at under 17, under 19, and now under 21. Keeper finding Javi Puado. One back for Italy. Manu Garcia. See him looking up. There was nowhere to go through the middle. It has to be wide. It has to be moved quickly. Pipa. Just a glimmer of something there as we enter the final 10 minutes. Scamacca. Look at the reaction from Miranda. The referee has his card out again. There might be a question over the colour. There'll be a question from Spain. They wanted red, it's yellow. Well, it's 5-3 to Italy on yellow cards anyway. It's a bit of a swing of the arm. Astonishing reaction from Juan Miranda, who's okay now. Put plenty of effort into the rolls, at least 3 of them. (5-4) in fact in yellow cards now. Cucurella beaten to it by Bellanova. Lovato back to Carnesecchi. A rather bad-tempered game. Were there to be a late winner, my goodness, the satisfaction versus the utter demoralisation will be such a stark contrast after an awful lot of running and a fair bit of bad blood. Bellanova to Raspadori, the fresh legs up front for Italy. He's done well there, held it up and found his teammate. Frabotta, just a little leggy there. Seven minutes plus stoppage time. Right now, Spain 4 points. Italy and the Czechs would have 2 points. Slovenia 1. With Italy back here for the late kick-off on Wednesday night as Group B comes to a close. Spain take on the Czech Republic in Celje at the same time, of course. Rovella, ambitious ball. Mingueza rises well to meet it. Good debut for him, played well. Ranieri. Scamacca was expecting a runner for his flick on. Three draws, curiously, might be enough for Italy. They would, in that instance, require some help from Spain. Italy draw with Slovenia, and this one stays like this. And as long as Spain beat the Czech Republic, then Italy would still go through to the last 8. Another Scamacca foul, and it's going to be his second yellow. He's off. It's another Italian red card, and here we go. Well, this has been coming all night long. Rovella's gone down, and Harm Osmer's going to have a nightmare sorting this out. He's sent off Oscar Mingueza. It's 10v10. It's the most predictable part of the night, I'm afraid. This was never going to finish 11 versus 11. It's 10v10, and that might not be the end of it. So Scamacca will be banned for their final game. He'd just been cautioned. Now, like Marquitza and Tonali in the first game, he's gone, and Mingueza is going with him. Not as quietly, I hasten to add. I wonder how the referee must have had a good look at it and just said he'd had a decent debut. Well, he had done. But now he feels rather foolish. And Rovella as well, for his part in it. And Italy are going to finish with 9 again. Well, this is getting ridiculous. Right, here's the challenge. The arm's out again. But is that really a caution, that one? I suppose if you're saying consistency for what he's given them before, then here's the contact there. Oh, come on. Afraid they're not covering themselves in glory. Fine young footballers here, but this is not what anyone wants to see, let's be honest. The Italians are going to do well to name a bench for the Slovenia game. Might be starting with 10 at this rate. Couple injured. 4 suspended for it now. Del Prato from his caution earlier. What a mess. There's more space on the field. Maybe it'll bring a goal. It's a corner. It's flicked off an Italian boot as Miranda struck goalwards. We've got 90 seconds left of the 90 minutes plus whatever is added on. Yes, it definitely flicked off Fratesi. That's really well spotted by Harm Osmers. Spare a thought for the German referee. And he can't wait for this game to end. Not sure that either Mingueza or Ravella should have gone. Maybe even Scamacca before them. But he's been strict from the off. And at least you would say there has been that. If he's given it from the first minute, he's continued to give it to the last. No stray arms and hands have been allowed. Spadori on the chase, and that's given us a barge. Staying consistent to the last, Moncaloya. Overly physical.
Come on, hey, Bob. Time is over. Come on.
Patrick Catroni as captain, I'd imagine. And with his coach Nicolato, will have to have a word. They're going to need their discipline. If they lose men against Slovenia, they might go out. 4 added minutes we've had the first half of the first of those. Pipa, can Spain pinch a win? Abel Ruiz coming in on that, just mistimed his header. Pipa again. Goes for goal, beaten out by Carnesecchi, and Javi Pardo sees one tipped over. Brilliant stop from the Italian keeper, just like that of Alvaro Fernandez in the first half. One really big save each, and really similar saves too. Another Spanish cross comes in. The 10 pushing hard against the 9, and Italy weary will try and clear their lines as Pipa puts another one back in the box. Javi Pardo lays it back for Cucurella, and it's blocked. And look at the celebration for Fratesi on the 18-yard line. Celebrating the block as if it were a goal. 2 stoppage time minutes to play. Goodness me, what a fraught ending. This is some save, especially because he just made one and only just got up. Wonderful reaction stop. Remarkable in its similarity to that of Fernandez in the first half. Well, the beautiful game this has not been. It's been ugly, frankly. Keenly contested for sure. They don't get on, it's quite obvious. No one's let anyone do any football, really, because as soon as anything promising has been happening, it's been cut down in its prime. Oh dear. Cucurella down now. Raspadori with the challenge. Surely they're not going to finish with 8. More high-quality spinning. It's not an advisable challenge from Giacomo Raspadori, even if he kind of went to the side of the ball. We've played a 4 added minutes. It's now or never. If Spain pinch something here, the Italians are going to be crushed. Miranda with the cross. Into Manu Garcia, he couldn't control it. Moncalaya keeps it alive. Manu Garcia again. Oh, deflection! And so nearly a win with the last kick of the game. Can you imagine if that had gone in? Will there be time for the corner? Carnesecchi watching and praying, and it's just wide. That would have been harsh, because let's be honest, no one's deserved to win this. Doesn't mean they won't. Manu Garcia with the Spain corner. Cucurella. 5 added minutes played. It's hammered out, and there's the final whistle. Historical bad blood translated here into a bad-tempered match between two nations who don't tend to enjoy each other's company. Group B will go to its final night on Wednesday with all 4 nations still in contention. This match ended with 11 cards, 3 of them red. Italy finishing with 9 men for the 2nd game running in this tournament. All those cards but no goals. 0-0 in Maribor.